I smile through the struggle, I suffer from pain. I didn't buckle, I just overcame. They looking puzzled, I rose from the rubble. That trouble just helped me to buffer my flame. It wasn't settled, I set up a placement. It's crazy to think about how far I done came. And my mother and father then raised in my grace. So a legend was born when I picked up the blade.
Okay guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're talking about Rengoku in the developing game Anime Warriors. The game that on June 24th, 2022 to 26th was in public testing, and I, along with many others, played hours of. Anyways, this video is going to be breaking down Rengoku in PvE, or in other words, against NPCs, and how good of a character he is and will be in the finalized version of Anime Warriors. Before we start, please leave a like if you enjoy and subscribe if you're new. We are so close to 8,000 subscribers, and it helps me know if you like my content. Anyways, let's get right into it. So I'm gonna break down Rengoku's moves from worst to best, and I'll give you guys some ideas on how you can use them. Don't worry, I know this seems relevant now, but the game will be released in July, so you'll be glad that I'm doing this. So at the number 4 spot, or worst spot, we have Rising Flame. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a nice move, but comparing it to the other 3, it's not even close. Although it's probably number 3 if this was Tanjiro's move, but I won't get into that in this video. The move is an upward strike of Rengoku's flame power and does decent damage, but it's not a mobility move, as I like to say, or a move that allows you to continue movement while using. And quick disclaimer, I've looked at my clips enough to tell that the moves don't always do a certain amount of damage points, so when I say damage throughout this video, I really mean hitbox detection and reliability. Anyways, Rising Flame's only use is to complement the number 1 and number 2 spot moves, in my opinion, which we can get into later in the video. I'm going to show you guys some clips of this move, and I think you can see why I put it as number 4. At number 3, we have the move Scorching Flame, and I think players have referred to the 4th slot move as the ultimate, but then again, I'm not sure. Anyways, I put this move as number 3 because, like Rising Flame, it's not a mobility move. The only thing that stops it from being number 4 is its damage is better than Rising Flame. The main problem with putting a move like Rising Flame over Scorching Flame is the undeniable fact that Rising Flame's hitbox is way smaller and doesn't help you with PvE gameplay, which is what we're talking about. By the way, Scorching Flame is a great move to use whenever you're running away and you had just got done using what I'll say later in the video is the number 1 move. With that, I think it's easy to say that Scorching Flame is at the number 3 spot. Now, number 2 move had me on the fence, but only slightly. Scorching Eruption is at the number 2 spot, and here's why. It's an amazing move to continue moving as you attack, and you can easily go into crowds and dash out of them to stop yourself from taking damage. Not to mention that the move has hyper armor, which, if you don't know what that means, it means that whenever you're using that move, you cannot take any damage until you are done using that move. It also has a nice hitbox, and I've always seen clear damage with it. I usually use this move to start a complementary combo against the NPCs, so I'd start with this move and then I'd go into maybe Scorching Flame or Rising Flame, or I'll start with Rising Flame and go into this move, but I'll never use the number 3 or number 4 move and not use number 1 or number 2. Speaking of number 1, I know some of you might be thinking that there's no possible way that a move with the kind of description that I showed in number 2 spot can be topped, but you're actually wrong. The move in the number 1 spot and slot of Rengoku's moves is Blazing Attack. Its range and damage is amazing for the move, and it basically has hyper armor if you dash out of a crowd immediately after using it. It also throws your enemies whenever you hit them, so those that get caught up in it, they're really not around you to even damage you. But, I mean, you can just tell, based on the clips, that this attack is pretty good, and I think it's well deserving of the number 1 spot. Now, a huge part on why I didn't include cooldowns in this breakdown is because of this announcement by a developer in the Discord saying PvP balance challenges. By the way, the developer is 9S Noxy. Anyways, you scroll down past Urahara and you get Rengoku, and the Blazing Attack has more end lag, which I'm not really sure what that means, but I'm sure some of you guys that are anime nerds would know. All ability cooldowns have been roughly doubled, and I never really got to see this. Like, each time I played, the cooldowns were still the same even after they said that, and I don't really feel like fishing for a clip with the new Rengoku cooldowns. I looked anyway and couldn't find one on YouTube or in the Discord server with the new cooldowns, so yeah, just wasting my time. I still think that my move list rank would be accurate even with the cooldown changes, because I'm sure they'd increase them evenly. Speaking of cooldowns, I really don't like to include them in my statistics, or I wouldn't like to include cooldowns in my analytics anyways, because I don't feel like they're a real impact on PvE. Now, when it comes to PvP, I'll probably get into that a bunch, but for PvE, I'm going to leave cooldowns alone for the future. Before we wrap this video up, guys, big reminder that this is for PvE when this game is released again. PvP, you have combos and things that you want to do, and you literally don't need a combo with NPCs. In PvE, all you care about is mobility and damage. Anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. If you're new, drop a sub and leave a comment whether or not I should review other characters. I really enjoyed doing this video, and I wouldn't be opposed to doing Minato, Tanjiro, or even Kakashi. Anyways, that's it from me. It's your boy saucysmith. Peace out.
Left alone to set her free. Falling down, I keep on falling now. Run to cure.